Saint Nicholas, popularly known as Santa Claus, was born in the 270s AD in Patara, formerly capital of the Lycian Union in the Kos district of Antalya city, within the borders of today's Republic of Turkey. Saint Nicholas, who came to Myra as a young clergyman, served as bishop in Myra for a while and became a saint for the Russian Tsardom as well as for more than on European country. During his time, he became famous in European countries as the first saint that comes to mind. When talking about saints, Saint Nicholas died in Demre, in Myra, today's Demre, on December 6, 343, at the age of 65, after the death of Saint Nicholas. The people of Myra had the Saint Nicholas church built in her name, and they believed that the sarcophagus of the saint remained in this church forever. During the Crusades, the bones of the saints were stolen by some merchants who came to the church of Saint Nicholas and were taken to Bari and buried. The remaining bones are preserved in the Antalya Museum in Turkey. Although Saint Nicholas lived in Mediterranean and did not see any snow, it was believed that on Christmas nights, he took his reindeer onto the snow and distributed gifts to the children from sleigh due to his protective properties on behalf of children living difficult situations, and thus he remembered as a loving old man. For this reason, although it was not called the Church of Santa Claus at first, this church where his bones were found later began to be called the Church of Santa Claus. The current version St. Nicholas Church as it stands today was basically built from 8th century. A monastery was added in the second half of the 11th century. It is one of the churches that fully reflects the Middle Byzantine period, both with its architecture and the style used. St. Nicholas' father is known to be a very rich and wealthy merchant. St. Nicholas, who lives in very wealthy state, wants to share all his father's remaining assets with the poor. A rumor emerges about this. Rumor has it that one day, St. Nicholas wanted to help 3 sisters in Patara, who had reached marriageable but could not start preparing any dowry due to their poverty. His help would be to secretly throw money bags into their windows at night. Saint goes to house of 3 sisters at night to throw money into a purse and sees that the windows of the house are closed. Thereupon, Saint Nicholas throw his money purse down the chimney and into the house. These rumors continued with legends and later even led Saint Nicholas being referred to as Santa Claus today. As time passed, Saint Nicholas became remembered as the protector for children, the poor, sailors and travelers. So how did a saint from Antalya, where it almost never snows, become associated with snow and the poles? We owe that to the Vikings. He will soon get detail about his relationship with another character. Tales of Saint Nicholas were very popular in the Middle Ages. The Vikings held him in high esteem and considered him the saint of ships. In 8th century AD, Vikings spread his name during their travels. Dutch settlers, who called him Sinterklaas, introduced Saint Nicholas to North America. This fame, spreading from word of mouth and word of mouth, would later turn him into Santa Claus. But before that, sure that he became the hero of a holiday. It has been celebrated as Saint Nicholas Sinterklaas Children's Day for centuries in the Netherlands, Belgium and parts of Germany. According to legend, Sinterklaas returns to Myra on December 6th, which quick is called gift evening pokje southern, leaving the gifts that the children deserve for being good and studying for a year and returning to Myra. Dutch children put the pictures they made for Sinterklaas, the letter with the gift list, and the candy and carrots they prepared for Amerigo the horse into their shoes. These shoes are left in front of the fireplace or the entrance door of the house. At this point, the characteristics of the Santa Claus character in the story should have started to become clear. Let's come to the second character that contributes to the characteristics of Santa Claus, namely Kris Kringle. Martin Luther opposed the commercialization of St. Nicholas Day, not only in the Catholic sect, but also supported Kris Kringle. Who is Kris Kringle? Kris Kringle is derived from the German Christkindl, meaning Christ child in English. This figure promoted by Martin Luther as a move against the commercialized traditions of St. Nicholas Day is a child, a representation of the young Jesus. Traditionally, he would come to homes and leave gifts. which he used as a symbol of Christianity and the gifts or the Bible, according to legend. Christkindl only appeared when the inhabitants of the house were sleeping and was therefore never seen in person. That's why he didn't attract as much attention as a chubby red-dressed, smiling-faced, white-bearded old man. That is, a cute and harmless old grandfather. However, he gave Santa Claus the ability to secretly deliver gifts while he sleeps. In other words, on the way to make people forget the pagan winter solstice holiday. Santa Claus added the most prominent figure of that holiday to his own characteristics. Thus, for the pagans who became Christians, there was neither a memorable holiday nor a hero or figure left from that holiday. To sum it up, Santa Claus receives children's demands by letter like Sinterklaas, identifies well-behaved and hard-working children, gives helpful and free gifts like Saint Nicholas, gives these gifts to children they sleep like Kris Kringle, and receives cookies in return like Old Man Winter. His shoes, which are left at the door or in front of the fireplace to leave gifts in, have been replaced by socks, and his horse been replaced by deers. The decoration is the sled pulled by flying deer, the workshop in the North Pole, and all the other items, of course. Pine tree ornaments and gifts, the image of Santa Claus today nowadays. Santa Claus is portrayed as a fat, cheerful person with a white beard, sometimes with glasses, wearing a red jacket with white fur, a black belt, and walking around with a bundle full of gifts for children. This image of Santa Claus is based on drawings by cartoonist Thomas Nast in Harper's Weekly magazine in 1863. The image of Santa Claus, Coca-Cola's lifesaver in this crisis, took its current form with the drawing of Haddon Sundblom as part of Coca-Cola's Christmas advertisements in the 1930s. Santa Claus, who previously appeared as a human being and sometimes as another creature, with capes of different colors including green, became a white-bearded, pot-bellied, cheerful old man who wore red, the logo color of Coca-Cola, after these advertisements. In other words, Coca-Cola recreated Santa Claus for purely commercial reasons. Moreover, it was so successful that thousands of companies started marketing their products using that character, bringing gifts at the end. The saint of the needy and the poor unleashed a billion-dollar consumption spree. At the end of the year, according to the legend known today, Santa Claus, together with his elves, he makes the gifts that the children as for in the letters they write to him, and then fills his flying sleigh pulled by reindeer with these gifts and sets of Santa Claus visit houses throughout the night on Christmas Eve, from the 24th to the 25th of December, and distributes gifts to everyone. Merry Christmas to everyone.